Hi, I'm Heidi Miller. In this workout video, we're going to be going over the basic intermediate mat work routine. As the name implies, this is a basic intermediate level workout. There's 21 exercises in this workout routine, so it's a little more intense than the basic 10 workout. Keep in mind, this has not been modified for somebody with a spine injury. If you have a spinal injury, check out your local Pilates studio and work with somebody one-on-one. Let's get started. We're going to go ahead and just draw our legs in towards our chest and just give ourselves a nice stretch and hug here to just warm up that lower back. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and bring our knees right above the hips or slightly in. We're going to keep our pelvis nice and level, and we're going to inhale as we stretch the arms back and legs up. And we want to feel our feet flexing, so we're stretching our heels up, tailbone down, abdominals and mid-back to the floor. And then we come back in. Let's go ahead and do that again. We're going to inhale, feel those abdominals dropping into the spine as we flex our feet. And then exhale as you come back in. Inhale as you stretch. And exhale as you come in. Let's do that one more time. If you're having a difficult time with this stretch, you can also do that with your hands right behind the thighs. But from here, let's go ahead and keep the legs up if you can, or we can keep the knees bent, but we'll keep our arms back, and we're going to go ahead and lift the arms, and we're just going to lift the head and shoulders off the mat. And then reaching through those arms, you're going to start pumping those arms up and down. Inhaling for 5. And exhale for 5. And in. And out. And in. And out. And in. And out. To advance this exercise a little bit, you can bring one leg up, one leg down. Just make sure those abdominals are staying in and up. We're keeping our pelvis nice and level, and we're trying to keep our shoulders floating off the mat. If you're having difficulty with the exercise, just bend the knees for 2 more sets. So in and out, and in and out. And then just hug the knees in and rock up to seated. So for roll up, if you have a strap at the end of your mat, you can go ahead and put your feet underneath your strap. You can do this with your legs straight, which is what we're working towards, or you can have them slightly bent. But go ahead and start to roll back towards the mat. We're going to try to keep those legs squeezing together. Waist is pulling into the mat as the arms reach back. We're going to inhale, lift the arms, then the head, peeling through the spine as we exhale. Diving our forehead towards our knees, flexing the feet, and then inhale as you roll back, squeezing those inner thighs and trying to pull those abdominals back to the wall behind you. Inhale, exhale, up. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, and exhale. Imagine you're going under a low ceiling. As you're rolling back, we're going to peel our spine, 1 vertebrae at a time, and exhale as you come forward. Keep squeezing your inner thighs and your glute muscles. Flexing the feet strongly. Inhale, exhale. Again. See if you can keep those shoulder blades pulling down away from your ears. Inhale. Exhale in those tight spots. And again, notice how each time you might be getting a little bit closer to bringing your eyebrows towards your knees. Okay, so keeping those abdominals scooping in towards the spine. And inhale as you roll back, trying to lead with the pelvis, pulling back as you squeeze those inner thighs. 2 more times. Inhaling, exhale. Again. So we're keeping those legs strong and steady. and rolling back, trying to squeeze those inner thighs and pull those abdominals away from those inner thighs. From here, we're going to go ahead and bring the right leg in. We're just going to do a little hamstring stretch here, keeping the tailbone down, shoulders back, abdominals in. Inhale as we stretch, and exhale, bend. We're always trying to keep our abdominals drawing in towards our spine. We're always trying to breathe big into our rib cage and into our back. And as you exhale, you want to try to squeeze all of your air out. Let's go ahead and hold this stretch. We're going to point and flex the foot just 3 times. See if you can really flex and really point. And then we're going to circle the ankle. Just keep breathing, switching direction. And then we're just going to hug the knee in towards the chest. Now we're going to leave the leg in tabletop position. Arms reaching long and strong, pelvis is level, abs in. We're going to stretch the leg up. If you can't stretch it all the way up, maybe try bending your bottom leg. And then just a slight turn out here, and we keep the hips stable as we go across. Exhale, down, around, up. Inhale, exhale. And in, out, in, out, in, out. Switch direction and in, out. See if you can keep those hips nice and still. Feel like you're reaching your big toe up towards the sky and draw a nice circle. See if you can keep those abdominals in towards the spine and keep everything strong and stable. From here, go ahead and just slide that foot under the strap or just straight out. We're going to go ahead and clasp our hands behind your left leg, and we start the stretches again. Stretch and bend. Inhale, stretch, exhale, bend. Keeping those collarbones nice and wide. Imagine your spine is stretching out long like a TheraBand. So drawing those abdominals in. Make sure your pelvis isn't moving here. And then go ahead and hold your stretch and point and flex. Point and flex. Just one more. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to draw circles. Try to get around each part of that circle. As you're circling that ankle, go 3 the other direction. And then we just hug the knee in. And then we go ahead and bring the leg in tabletop. Good chance to check out level hips, abdominals and ribs into the mat. Stretching the leg up, a slight turn out, we go across the body, and exhale around, up. Inhale, stretch, exhale around, up. Really bring that leg across the midline, feeling that inner thigh muscle turn on. The slight turn out of the leg helps. Switching direction, inhale, exhale, pausing at the top, in, out, in, out, in, out. Last one, and out. Go ahead and hug both knees in. Trying to stretch out that low back to prepare for rolling like a ball. We're going to scooch forward towards the front edge of the mat. Try to bring your hips close to your feet, a little behind your tailbone. Grab a hold of the ankles and try to lift the knees up into your ears. Go ahead and inhale, roll back to shoulders, and exhale as you roll up. Just try to roll through each vertebrae, even if it's a little tough to get through that lower back. You don't have to get all the way up. So keep thinking about bringing those ears up into your shoulders. And if you can, heels into your sits bones. From here, let's go ahead and move the hands back. Scooch into the center of your mat, and then go ahead and roll back down and bring your right leg in with you. Right hand at the ankle, left hand on the knee. We outstretch the left leg. Elbows are wide, and we feel like we're lifting our shoulders off the mat with a scooping belly. We pull the knee in 2 times and switch. So hug, hug, and switch. And hug, hug, switch. And hug, hug, switch. And hug, hug, And switch, last set. Finishing up here, both legs in. We are going to stretch the arms and legs away from the center. Circle the arms. Exhale, squeeze everything in. And inhale, stretch. Circle. Exhale in. Feel those abdominals drawing to the floor as if they're magnetized to the spine. Inhale, stretch. Circle. Exhale in. One more time. Circle. Exhale in. And then go ahead and stretch the legs up. Reach up as high as you can, keeping your tailbone down. Scissor the other leg down strongly and pull the other one in. 2 times switch. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Last set. Out. Both legs are up, hands now behind your head. Good opportunity to try to reinforce that upper abdominal curl. Legs can be straight or bent, but we're going to let them float away and back in. Keep your waist on the mat. Inhale out. Exhale in. Feel like you can curl up just a little more every time you bring those legs in. One more time. And then go ahead and rock up to seated. You can go ahead and scooch a little bit more into the center. Go ahead and sit with your feet as wide as the mat and flex your feet. From here, let's go ahead and outstretch the arms right in front of your shoulders and get nice and tall as you peel your spine off the wall behind you. Exhaling as you go. Inhale, stacking right up on top of those sits bones. And we want to make sure our sits bones don't move. So we keep our bottom nice and still. And inhale, stack your spine up as precisely as you can. Exhale. And inhale up. As you go forward, let your shoulder blades come down into your hip pockets. And inhale up. Last one. And inhale up. From here, go ahead and drag your heels in, holding on to the front of your ankles. You can lift your feet up off the mat. And we're going to inhale, outstretch one leg, and exhale as you bend. This is a good opportunity to try to find that balance point right behind your tailbone and keep your chest a little bit up. So we're going to inhale as we stretch and exhale as we bend. Inhale, stretch, and exhale, bend. Last one here. Inhale, stretch, and exhale, bend. We're going to go ahead and stretch both legs at the same time and position the hands right behind the calves. If you point the feet and squeeze your sits bones, it helps. So squeeze your glutes and then balance right at the top. Inhale, roll back. Exhale. It's more important to roll through the low back than it is to come all the way up. See if you can keep your heart a little up, but stay right behind your tailbone. Inhaling back, exhaling up. Inhale and exhale. From here, we just transition to lie down onto our back. We outstretch the arms. Legs can either be bent in tabletop in this next exercise or straight. Okay, we want to keep the tailbone down, abdominals and ribs in. Go off to the right hip. Let the legs swing away. Keep your waist on the mat. Left hip, center. Left, tailbone, right hip, center. Inhale, exhale. Feel how as the legs move away from you, you've got to work harder to keep those abdominals drawing in towards the spine, keeping your waist on the mat. In, out. Last set. And then hug the knees in and rock up to seated. Go ahead and bring your legs out to the width of the mat again, sitting right up on top of your sits bones. Go ahead and bring the arms out to the sides. Let's go ahead and inhale. We're going to twist as far as we can. And then as you exhale to go forward, you're lifting the tricep up. Inhale up, rotate your ribs and waist, and exhale. And inhale up. Try to keep the neck nice and long, unshrugging the shoulders. And inhale up, twist, exhale. So we're reaching the arms away from each other, lifting that back tricep up. We're keeping the neck long, and we're trying to twist and curl. Inhale up, twist, exhale. And inhale up, twist, exhale. So that finishes our set. We're going to go ahead and flip over onto our stomach. Go ahead and place your hands in a diamond shape, about 3 to 4 inches above the head. And go ahead and position your hips so they're pressing into the mat, and try to hold your legs together if you can. So from here, let's go ahead and draw our shoulder blades down, lift your abdominals in, and inhale, start lengthening through the neck, opening your chest and collarbones nice and wide, and then come back down. So this is an opportunity to stretch out the front of the body, but also to feel the back of the body working. So we want to feel like those shoulder blades are working, those lower glute muscles are working, inner thighs, and of course, always the abdominals. Let's do 3 more like this, really trying to deepen the bend in the middle back. So 1 more like that, and then down. So for swan dive, which is what we're going to do next, we're going to do our best to keep the legs as straight as you can. You want to feel like you're like the bottom of a rocking chair, so you lift the chest. And then from here, you're going to lift the hamstrings up and dive forward, trying not to lower the chest. So keep looking straight ahead. Exhale. And then sit back towards your heels and stretch your back a little bit before we do the next 2 extension exercises. So just taking a couple deep breaths and feel like you're breathing into the middle of your back, all the way down into the lower back. Go ahead and walk back out onto your stomach and prop yourself up by making fists and pressing your fists down with your elbows under your shoulders. If you have lower back pain, bring your fist in the center and wrap the hand around it. That brings you down a little lower. So from here, squeeze the legs, lift the abdominals, bring your heart forward, and double kick. 1, 2, and switch. So we're going to inhale and exhale. Feel like this is an exercise to engage your hamstring, the back of the leg, and glute, keeping your back working and engaged, and letting your abdominals stay into the spine to support that back. Inhale and exhale. Imagine you're holding a teacup on your bottom and you don't want to pour the tea out, so no wobbly hips. Last set, in and out. From here, go ahead and lay down with one side of your face to the mat. Grab a hold of 3 fingers behind your back and walk them up nice and high. Let your elbows drip down. Squeeze the legs and press the hips into the floor. Kick 3 times, trying to stretch the quads and engage the hamstrings. Lift the elbows up, lift the chest. Inhaling, exhale down. Kick 2, 3. Inhale up and down. Exhale, kick 2, 3. Inhale up and down. Exhale, kick 2, 3. Inhale up and down. Exhale, kick 2, 3. Inhale up and down. Last one, and kick 2, 3. Inhale up and down. And go ahead and stretch that lower back out one more time. Just letting your hips go back towards your heels. If this is uncomfortable, for your knees, you can lie on your back and draw your knees in towards your chest. From here, we're going to go ahead and flip over onto your back. And when we do that, we want to position our heels directly under our knees. Right in line with the hips, knees in line with hips. Arms nice and long by your sides. Go ahead and start by imprinting your lower spine into the mat. And as you exhale, lift your hips up to the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, roll down one vertebrae of your back at a time to try to roll out that tight spine. So go ahead and roll into your low spine. Exhale as you lift, pressing your triceps, the back of the arms into the mat. Can be helpful. And just take your time. Inhale, exhale, up. Always keeping those abdominals in towards the spine at all times. Trying to articulate one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, exhale, down. From here, we're going to flip over onto your side for the sidekick series. Use the back edge of your mat as your ruler. You can either have your head down or your head up, like so. The legs will come forward towards the front edge of the mat. We want the feet stacked, hips stacked, shoulders stacked. Other hand is in front of the heart and unshrug your shoulders. Take an exhale to deepen your abdominals in the spine and a little off the mat. Lift the top leg up to hip height. We're going to kick it forward. Inhale, kick, kick, and exhale, kick, kick. Inhale, and exhale, and in, and out, and in, and out. See if you can keep your shoulders, ribs, and pelvis nice and still, and in, and out, and in, and out. One more, and out. Stacking the legs, go ahead and turn the toes up of the top leg and point the toes. Kick it up to the ceiling and flex down. Inhale up, exhale down. See if you can keep those hips nice and stacked. They tend to want to go back a little bit, so think of balancing a teacup on your hips. So inhale up, exhale down. Check in with that shoulder girdle. Keep it nice and strong. Inhale up, exhale down. Pointing the foot up, flexing the foot down. Go ahead and lift the top leg up to hip height. Point the foot and circle about 5 times and switch directions. So just breathe and circle. We're going to go ahead and flip over to the other side. And we're going to do the same series on the other side. So lining your body up with the back edge of your mat. Again, you can either have your head down or up. Feet are forward, and you're using those nice strong shoulders to keep your upper body in place. Go ahead and lift your top leg up to hip height, and inhale, kick it forward with a little pulse, and exhale back. Reach, inhale, reach forward, and exhale back. Again, we're trying to keep those hips, shoulders, and ribs nice and stable, so you might not be able to go as far into the kick. So even if your movement gets very small, to keep stability, that's more important than going into a big movement and not being stable. So inhale and exhale. Keep those abdominals in, shoulders strong. Last one here, and exhale. Stacking the feet, turn the toes up, point the foot, inhale, kick it up, and exhale down. Inhale up. Flexing the foot down, pointing up, flexing down. Keep those abdominals in, shoulders down. Inhale and exhale. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. And again. Watch that top hip. It tends to want to rotate backwards. Keep it stacked. Top leg up, point the foot and circle 5 times in each direction. Switch directions. Keep breathing, abdominals are drawn in, shoulders are down. From here, let's go ahead and flip over onto your back for some teasers. So we're going to go ahead and lay down onto our back. We're going to go ahead and keep the knees bent. For the first part here, we're going to straighten just one leg. The other leg is a little further away with the foot flexed. We're going to point the top foot, drawing those abdominals in. Reach your arms up and back, trying to keep your ribs on the mat. Lift the arms up, then your head. Exhale and roll up. So you want to be right behind your tail, but lift your heart just a little and then roll back down. Okay, inhale, exhale up. Inhale, exhale, down. Switch the legs. Inhale, exhale, up. And inhale, exhale, down. Inhale, exhale, and then back down. We're going to do a harder version of teaser here, so you can always go back to that bent leg version there. And you want to make sure you roll through your lower back here to prevent injury. Squeeze the legs, point the feet, and draw your abdominals to the floor. Arms back. We lift the arms and head. Once we see our toes, we're going to lift up. So we lift arms, head. We see the toes, lift up. Find your balance point and squeeze the legs and press them back down. Make sure you articulate through your spine. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale, and inhale and exhale. We're going to flip over onto, we're going to come up to our elbows. And we're going to do can-can with the elbows far back behind us to open the chest. Roll back onto the sacrum and bring the knees in. Try to hold your curl in the upper body with an exhale. Drawing the knees closer to you, lifting your ears up to the sky. We're going to keep the knees squeezing, and we're going to rock to the right hip, then the left hip, then the right hip. We stretch the legs and flex the feet, draw them in. Inhale as you sway from side to side in your hips. Exhale and inhale and exhale and in and exhale. So even keep your chest open, ears up to the sky, rolling back and forth across the back of the pelvis. So try to keep those hips rolling backwards into the mat. And that one was your last one. Now we're going to flip over onto our stomach for the exercise called swimming. So we're going to do this one. This is kind of a basic beginner, maybe basic intermediate exercise here. We're going to go ahead and lift our chest up. So I'm using my hands to help, lifting the legs a little bit. I'm going to use my back here to hold the shape. Now I'm going to place the feet back down, lift the right arm, left leg, and switch. I'm trying not to drop down on the mat, so I'm trying to stay lifted up. Now, if you're a little uncomfortable in this exercise, you just bring your head down to the mat like so, okay? So you can either do this with the head down or the head up. So just a couple more. Inhaling and exhaling. And now we're ready for the last exercise called seal. So we want to sit towards the front edge a little bit of the mat because it's a rolling exercise. So go ahead and bring your feet in. Wrap your hands around your ankles. Your elbows are to the insides of the thighs. You lift your feet up and you balance right behind your tail. You're going to clap 3 times. Squeeze the feet and the sits bones. Roll back. Exhale. Balance. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale. And 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale. You're trying to maintain the shape. Watch for rolling onto the sits bones. We want to stay right behind the tailbone. And if you squeeze those glute muscles, those can help you stop right behind the tail. Last one here. All right, that's the end of your workout. Thanks again for joining me for this workout video. If you have any questions on how to do these exercises, check out my how-to videos. And if you'd like more workouts, check out my workout videos. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any other videos. Thanks again for watching and have a fabulous day.